and I knew nothing about what like medication did. I never even liked the doctor's office. I was always scared of needles. Like I was that girl who would like scream in the doctor's office. Okay, so when she hired me, I mean, I was like, sure, something new, why not try it, right? I'm like one of those people who like to try new things, see if you like it. Don't ever say just no, you don't know, right? So I went ahead and I tried it. I hated it. I freaking hated it. Oh my God, I hated it. I hated it. It was so bad. Like, and I just wasn't with it. I'm like, I don't have to tolerate this. I don't need this job. So I was there for a hot minute. I thought I tried to pull through. Your girl was trying. I stood there for like a year. I really tried, Joa. But I would leave there crying. It was bad, okay? It was bad. And so I finally left. I was like, I just can't. Like, this is not worth my happiness. I would get there in the morning, leave at night, and be getting paid like, you know, just what any little job is gonna pay you. You know, it sounds all fancy. I'm a medical assistant. I was not getting paid like a medical assistant. I was getting paid like a lower than a McDonald's worker, okay? And yeah, so your girl quit. Your girl quit after about like a solid 9 months. I just couldn't do it anymore. My mental state was not okay. So I was done. I just wanted to try something new and I loved it. And now it's what I'm doing for the rest of my life. So I hope that kind of like eases you guys, because so many of you guys tell me like, I have no qualifications, or I'm in the grocery department, I want to go to pharmacy. That's what I did. That's what I did. And I tell people, I'm like, get your foot through the door. Get your foot through the door, baby. Like, get into whatever department hires you and then switch from there. Because first of all, you don't even know if maybe you end up falling in love with a department that, you know, you didn't think you would love. Number one. And number two, it's probably easier, you know, to get in from a different department into the pharmacy rather than just being someone from the outside completely.
This bitch gonna make me.
So a lot of you have been asking me like, Patricia, how'd you do it? How'd you get hired in the pharmacy? People don't want to know how to get hired in the pharmacy. They want to know how Patricia got hired in the pharmacy. So I'm going to disclose that information today. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that here on my channel, I do speak on things that have personally happened to me or I've seen happen to someone else. I don't just pull things out of my, you know, area and just make stuff up or just go according to what I've read. I mean, these are things that I've physically experienced or seen someone else experience. But if y'all want to hear my story, maybe you guys can relate to it more, then I'm just going to go ahead and share that with y'all today. So before we get started, if you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe, I would truly appreciate it. We're on a road to 5K, so let's get it, because we're almost at 3K, okay? And I'm just going to open up on how I got into the pharmacy, because your girl had no prior experience, no qualifications, no certifications. Bro, I think I barely had any interest. And then I was like, holy cow, I love this. I switched my major, and your girl was on her road, or on a road to become a pharmacist, okay? So I know it's like this life-changing, bio major changing thing. Pretty cool though. So stay tuned for the rest of this video and let's get it. If you're new here, my name is Patricia and I'm currently a pharmacy tech at Publix. I've been there for 4 years, but I was not always a pharmacy tech. So we're gonna take it back to when I first started in the company, and I'm going to let you guys know how I got into the pharmacy and what I've done with that information, okay? Now, when I first got hired at Publix, I was a minor. Your girl was just a little seed, okay? No life experience, no work experience. I mean, the only work experience I really had was like selling brownies and stuff at school, which is a business, okay? And it helped me save enough money to buy a car, so don't knock no one's hustle down, okay? But I basically did that, and then finally when I had enough money to buy a car, and I did so, I went to Publix and I applied to get an actual job because I needed something that I knew was going to be steady income, not something that was so like that would fluctuate as much as, you know, selling things did, okay? You had your good days where you made a lot of money and you had your bad days, and I wanted something steady and constant for me. You know, I don't like to get my hopes up and then hopes down. You know, it's like too much change, okay? So your girl applied for Publix. I got hired pretty quick. I've talked about the hiring process. I've talked about how I got hired at Publix. I've talked about how to get hired at Publix. I've done that in a million videos on my channel, so make sure y'all check them out, okay? And I got hired pretty quick, and that's why I base all the tips that I tell you guys here on my channel on that, because I know what managers are looking for, and that's why I tell you guys all those tips so that you guys can also get hired quick. I know the struggle of money, and I know y'all be wanting your jobs, and I'll be here to help you guys, honestly. Like, as someone who cares and wants to be your friend, I'm here to help you guys. So make sure, you know, you check those videos out. But your girl was just, you know, a little jit. I applied at Publix, got hired, and I started off as a bagger, okay? So I know a lot of people tell me like, oh, she don't know how to be a bagger, she don't know how this, she had it easy, she works in the pharmacy, she don't know this, blah, blah. Bro, I started off as a bagger, okay? Publix is a company that promotes from within, so you usually start in the lowest position, like as a bagger or a cashier, and I was no different. Your girl had to clean the freaking bathrooms. Yes, I had to clean the bathrooms, so I can't nobody tell me I don't know how to do none of that, because I had to go through all of that, okay? I didn't just get put into these good positions. I didn't just get raises because I just got a freaking raise. No, I had to work, you know? And I didn't like working the bathrooms. I remember I would go home sometimes like crying and stuff. Like, I do not like doing this. You know, I'd rather my money fluctuate with my brownie business. But I was in a company and I didn't want to lose, you know, the steady income. So I was like, let me just thug it out. I'm not always going to be a bagger, okay? That's how you got to move. You got to be like, I'm not always going to be here. This is just temporary, okay? So I thugged it out, all right? Your girl cleaned the bathrooms. Your girl pushed the carts in the rain. I had to, you know, mop the floors, clean spills, just do the stuff baggers do. And that's a really common misconception. People be like, oh, baggers just bag stuff. And I thought that that's what I was going to be doing. And that's why I do the videos here I do on my channel. Because, bro, every single position entails so much more than you could probably even think of. So I have a video based on what baggers do and what to expect on your first day and what cashiers do. Because it's not just the title of, okay, you're a bagger, you just bag stuff. No, absolutely not. I wish it was just that. Your girl was freaking scrubbing them toilets. So, Luna, what's good with you? Anyway, after a while, I didn't do bagging too long. I went into cashiers. I always tell my baggers, I'm like, work hard so you can get put into a cashier. I express my interest dumb hard. That's one thing you got to do is be persistent. You got to be expressing your interest all throughout. Oh, I'm really interested to be a cashier. Please give me the opportunity to be a cashier, because if not, they'll keep you as a bagger forever. Everybody want to be a cashier. Not a lot of people want to be a bagger, okay? There's pros and cons. You do get good things as a bagger. I feel like there's more leniency and this and that, but then you get them times where you got to be cleaning stuff you probably don't want to clean. And that's when you wish you was a cashier or something. So be on top of them, like express an interest, like, oh, I want to be a cashier, or I want to be, something else. And that's what I was doing. And finally, your girl became a cashier. So my mom, would come into the store and take pictures of me on the register. That's where I'd be getting some of my pictures sometimes. She was a proud mom because her daughter had made it from a bagger to a cashier. And I did pretty good on the cash register. I'm not gonna lie. At first, everybody always stressed and nervous. I tell people don't be stressed and nervous because there's no need to. The cashier does it all for you, yada, yada, yada. Or the register, my bad. And then after being on the cashier for a while, I was expressing my interest. Like, can I go to customer service? Because I wanted the next big thing. I always be trying to move up. I don't like to stay in the same spot. I be getting bored, bruh. And when I see myself getting bored on that cash register and messing around, I was like, this ain't for me no more. I'm like, this is a joke and I'm never going to learn here. Because I already knew how to do everything on the cash register. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. When you feel too comfortable, that's not good. And I did a video on that too, but I be doing videos on everything. But yeah, it's not good to feel comfortable. It's good to learn. It's good to want more for yourself. Because guess what, baby? If you don't want it for yourself, nobody's going to want it for you. So I remember I was on the cash register and I was expressing my interest. I'm like, I got to get up out of here because this is too much drama. This is too much problems. This made me feel like I'm in middle school. Because honestly, all them girls had some type of tea all the time. And my store is very dramatic. So I expressed my interest again. Your girl was always up in the office. I was always up in the office. And when I was 17, they started training me for customer service. I think you have to be 18 to work customer service, like as a customer service associate. But they started training me when I was 17 and I was all excited and stuff. Of course, you'd be dealing with them hateful little coworkers and stuff who are jealous because you're moving up. But you gonna look down. Like, you just gonna leave them right where you left them. Like, if somebody hated on you, that's it. Just keep it moving, because a real friend would never hate on you because you're doing better for yourself, Anyway, so I got into the customer service. associate thing, and I started doing good. I got my title changed and everything. I got my uniform. I was all excited. I worked customer service for a hot minute, okay? And after a hot minute, your girl started getting bored again. And I was like, dang, it's been like a year and some change. And I need to know what's the next big thing, you know? Like, my money is not fluctuating. My hours aren't fluctuating. Like, I'm just here doing the same thing, selling lotto, selling cigarettes, doing Western Union, like, which I have to do more videos on what it's like to be customer service associate, because you be doing a lot of stuff there. But I'm gonna save that for future videos. But honestly, it was just like, I was just getting bored of doing the same thing. It's just repetitive. It's not like you really learn anything. It's just repetitive things that you're doing, repetitive motion. You know that when you get there, you gotta log in, you gotta count your money, you gotta and it just becomes a habit. And I'm like, this is not what I see for myself. So I was like, what's the next big thing? Okay, perfect. After being a customer service associate, you can be a team leader. And I was like, bet, I'm gonna go for team leader. But I found out that one of the requirements to be a team leader is that you have to be full-time in the company. And if you're new to my channel, I babysit, I run a successful YouTube channel. Well, at the time, I was babysitting and I was, I think, doing something else. And I've always gone to school full-time. So I was like, I can't physically tie myself down to this company for 40 plus hours, because full-time at Publix is 40 hours or more. So I'm like, okay, I cannot tie myself 40 hours just to be a team leader. Like, I can't do it. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna just have to be here for another hot minute, because I can't really do anything with my time, right? After a while, I remember, I don't know what had happened, and everyone's hours started getting cut. And it was just like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. But, you know, I was just still pulling through. I was still doing my brownie stuff on the side. And I remember one day my hairdresser was talking to this lady who owns like a medical office. And I don't know what, my name came up. The lady offered me a job, okay? Like, she asked the hairdresser for my number. She contacted me, asked me if I wanted the job. And I had no prior experience, okay? I know this lady hired me because of my personality, because I knew nothing about the medical field, and she hired me as a medical assistant. And I knew nothing about what like medication did. I never even liked the doctor's office. I was always scared of needles. Like, I was that girl who would like scream in the doctor's office, okay? So when she hired me, I mean, I was like, sure, something new, why not try it, right? I'm like one of those people who like to try new things, see if you like it. Don't ever say just no, you don't know, right? So I went ahead and I tried it. I remember I logged into the reviews at her office, and the ladies who worked there, even though I guess they knew about medicine, they were just not nice to the patient. And it all made sense. I'm like, this lady's hiring me because she likes the way, like, I express myself, the way I talk to customers. And that's great. You know, I am a customer service associate. So this is like low-key what I do for a living. But I knew that's why she was hiring me as a medical assistant, because dumb girls knew about medicine. I did not. But I could give off the vibes they could not. So it was a team effort. Long story short, I started working in the medical office. I hated it. I freaking hated it. Oh my God, I hated it. I hated it. It was so bad. Like, those ladies were so mean to me. They were not nice. And I'm going to do more videos and open up about that, because it was just a bad experience for me. They were just not nice to me. Okay. I don't know what it was. They were like older ladies, but I don't know, like one in specific, she would just make me feel bad, and I just wasn't with it. I'm like, I don't have to tolerate this. I don't need this job. So I was there for a hot minute. I tried to pull through. Your girl was trying. I stood there for like a year. I really tried, Joa, but I would leave there crying. It was bad, okay? It was bad. And so I finally left. I was like, I just can't. Like, this is not worth my happiness. I would get there in the morning, leave at night, and be getting paid like, you know, just what any little job is gonna pay you. You know, it sounds all fancy. I'm a medical assistant. I was not getting paid like a medical assistant. I was getting paid like a lower than a McDonald's worker, okay? And yeah, so your girl quit. Your girl quit after about like a solid 9 months. I just couldn't do it anymore. My mental state was not okay. So I was done. And I remember that I had not told barely anyone at my store that I was working in medical office, because I was scared that they might like completely lower my hours. So like I remember at the time Publix had lowered my hours, and that's why I kind of had agreed to this medical office job, because it wasn't going to interfere with what I was doing. But I didn't want to tell Publix because I was scared, like if they know that I have another job, they'll lower my hours completely. But of course, if you tell one person at my store, the whole store knows. Like you might as well tell everybody, because nothing stays private in my specific store. But they just be like, they have nothing better to talk about than other people's business, honestly. So of course, everybody knew. I don't know how, but everybody knew. And when I quit, I didn't really say anything. So to most people, I was still working there, but no one really talked to me about it. And that's probably why they didn't know that I quit, because I had never told them that I was working there. So they just knew it because they had heard it from someone else, honestly. And I remember when the whole pandemic started, I had gone over to the pharmacy and I had said something to the pharmacist like, yeah, if you guys ever need help, let me know. And I knew he was struggling. Like I could tell like he needed the help, because at the beginning of the pandemic, the lines in pharmacy were long. And I was just tired of working customer service. And then I started having problems with this one bitch in customer service, okay? Like the team leader there, she was awful, just freaking awful. So we were having problems, okay? And I remember I mentioned something to the pharmacist like, hey, look, if you need somebody, let me know. He immediately showed interest, okay, because he was probably like super desperate for help. I mean, pharmacies were like super backed up during the beginning of the pandemic, and he started putting me through the trainings. He had me helping in the pharmacy, and so I just like, okay, sure. I went through with it. Like I was matching the energy. Like you pushing me to do the trainings today. Boom, I'm gonna get them all done for you. Don't worry. I would even stay like later than my shift. Like I was really showing interest. Like I really did want it for myself. And I started getting excited. Like I started like seeing that this could be a potential like job option for me. Like instead of working customer service, being in pharmacy. So I was really trying to do my job well and everything. He liked me. He asked me if I wanted to stay in the pharmacy. I said, yes, sir, I do want to stay in the pharmacy. I don't want to go back to customer service. So, at first I was iffy about it, but then I was like, look, I'm still in the same company. If tomorrow I decide that I don't want to do pharmacy anymore, I can go back to customer service. So I'm like, it's not a big deal. I'd rather have this, like as some type of qualification, even if I don't always pursue it, like at least I can be able to say like I was at some point in pharmacy tech. So I pursued it. I went through with it, yada, yada, yada. I was excited, got my title changed. Everything was great. And I realized how much I like working the pharmacy. I remember at the time I was studying business at school, and I ended up switching my major to a bio major, and I am studying now pharmacy to become a pharmacist. And I absolutely love pharmacy. I don't see myself going back to customer service. And even though I do think pharmacy is a lot more stressful, I don't see myself going back to customer service. Like, I just don't see it for myself. It wasn't bad. And a lot of the people who were problematic have left the store. They got transferred, yada, yada, yada. But, I'd rather pharmacy. I think it's more professional, and it spikes my interest, and it's in the field of what I'm studying to do. So I'm most definitely going to stay there. And I've always been very, grateful for that opportunity. And while I started working in the pharmacy, that's when I started getting like my license and stuff like that. And you can do everything through Publix or through the company you work at. So I thought that was pretty cool. But honestly, that's my story, guys. And I had no prior experience, qualifications, knowledge, interest. I just wanted to try something new, and I loved it. And now it's what I'm doing for the rest of my life. So I hope that kind of like eases you guys, because so many of you guys tell me like, I have no qualifications, or I'm in the grocery department, I want to go to pharmacy. That's what I did. And I tell people, I'm like, get your foot through the door. Get your foot through the door, baby. Like, get into whatever department hires you, and then switch from there. Because first of all, you don't even know if maybe you end up falling in love with a department that, you didn't think you would love. Number one. And number two, it's probably easier, to get in from a different department into the pharmacy rather than just being someone from the outside completely. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know. If you guys want to comment down something below, I would truly appreciate it, as long as we keep it positive, of course. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.